Hey guys, I bet you would like to know the secret to staying alive out there during Airsoft. I mean, you have come to the right place after all. Not only do I possess these secrets, I'm also willing to share these secrets with you because, I'm just that kind of a nice guy. So whether you're struggling out there to not get eliminated, or you're just looking for some simple tips or easy ways to tighten up your game, check this video out. Maybe you'll learn something, or maybe it'll be good to hear you're doing all the right stuff already. First off, let's talk comfort. Now, I know you might be thinking how being comfy keeps you alive out there. Well, that's simple. Ever been distracted by some weirdly tight strap on your vest? Do your shoes keep coming untied? Does your eye pro keep fogging? Is your mesh mask too small for your giant nose? That might be my problem and not yours. I mean, the list goes on and on. All of these things get in the way of you focusing on actually playing Airsoft well. Sure, you can always go another weekend just dealing with it as you go, or you can fix whatever is stupid and annoying with your kit now and put more focus or brain power into actually playing. I use the word comfort as an umbrella term here. I'm not asking you to wear your favorite snuggly couch onesie. I'm just telling you to think about all the things you take to Airsoft that make you physically uncomfortable and fix them. Of course, without breaking any rules. I'll give you a little example. The laces on my shoes are just a tad longer than I prefer. So after double knotting them, I tuck the tied up parts under the lacing of my shoes. Now I don't ever, and I mean ever, have to worry about the loops or loose lacing getting caught on anything as I'm running around. Just a simple trick to keep my mind at peace when it comes to my footwear. Positioning. Yes, this is big. Now, real quick, if you want a semi-related guide on positioning, check out this video here on gun manipulation and using cover differently than maybe what you're used to. It'll certainly help you train and think differently around more pieces of cover you might not normally try to use. But to paraphrase that video, switch your shooting hands. Conceal yourself more effectively this way by hiding behind cover differently. And if you're using a CQB gun and checking doors, keep your gun close to your body. Manipulate the gun and point it where your eyes are looking. What you're doing here is shaving precious seconds wasted adjusting towards your acquired target when that target is suddenly acquired. CQB Airsoft can be a game of reflexes depending on your field, so gun manipulation before a conflict happens puts you in a better physical position and makes you faster right off the bat. Do check out the video if you want some more in-depth details on what I'm talking about. On a similar note, understand what your opponent cannot see, rather than just completely concealing yourself. You don't need to hug a wall in order to remain safe. And in fact, stepping back from cover while denying that line of sight from your opponent allows you to see more while they can't see anything at all. This is core positioning strategy and definitely takes some time getting used to, but absolutely feels like a cheat code once you realize you can do so much more with cover rather than just hug behind it. Okay, quick time in the classroom here. Scenario 1 shows player A hiding from player B, who they think has them spotted. Player A is hugging the outside wall of a structure. Player C, player B's teammate, runs up past a gap just before going around a house and shoots player A. Scenario 2 shows player A hiding from player B. This time, player A has stepped way back and away from their structure. Player B still cannot see them. Player C tries to rush past the gap here and gets shot by player A because they can see more while not being seen by player B. Congrats, you just got a free kill and you're staying alive. Yes, I know you like to lone wolf it, and I'm not telling you not to. But definitely communicate with your team in any way, shape, or form that best keeps you alive at the very least. Use your teammates selfishly if you must, I mean, don't be a dick, but extract information from them if you can. Where is the enemy? Did you take him out? How many? Etc. Listen to your teammates as they make callouts. Dead player, tan helmet in the trench. Information like that can tell you many things. The threat is down. Is it time to make a push? Was that the player giving you trouble? Adjust your strategy on the fly based on how the team around you is doing. Also, return the favor and let your friendlies know when you have spotted an enemy. Be short and be descriptive. If nothing else, and you believe your teammates are simply fodder for the meat grinder, sacrifice them efficiently. Again, try not to be a dick. If they're doomed to fail, or there's simply just a cap to how helpful you think you can be for them, you can extract from or give your friendlies as much strategic information as possible in order to decide your next move. I think what I'm trying to say here is you do not need to bend over backwards in order to make your team work. Everyone has to look after themselves to some degree, and it is certainly not your job to babysit or protect everyone at the cost of your own respawn, unless that's something you want to do. But if you communicate and strategize, that just adds a little more glue to the whole structure. Hey, look, sometimes you just aren't supposed to win certain fights, especially when they ain't on your terms. By the way, picking your battles doesn't mean you're choosing not to engage your target. It means you are potentially adjusting the method of engagement instead. Sometimes running straight ahead, guns blazing, just ain't gonna work. I'll tell you what does work is making your enemy feel safe. Sometimes it's better to let your prey feel like they can just move up a bit more, leave the safety of their own cover, and that is when you take the shot. Engage the enemy on your terms if you can, and when you have the element of surprise, better angle, or any other advantage that guarantees the kill, not just some half-ass shot you're probably gonna miss, which in turn may alert them to shoot back, getting you killed. Sometimes it does make sense to just push right up, cross the open field, or move bunker to bunker, house to house, or room to room in order to take the target out. Of course, other times it's better to be patient, hesitate just a little bit, or even retreat and let the enemy fall right into your trap. You can't apply the same strategy for every engagement. Some enemies need to feel the illusion of safety in order to be your next kill, while others need the more direct approach, hopefully with some backup on your side. In a similar vein of positioning, sometimes you need to avoid a fight and re-engage from another angle. It might be beneficial to retreat from the head-on approach and attack from a flanking angle that gives you a better shot or advantage you might not have otherwise had. The last thing you want is tunnel vision during these engagements. If you stop thinking critically about the best way to win a battle, you end up sticking with the same habits or strategies that might only work half the time. Unfortunately, this builds bad habits for you on the field, and you start becoming a predictable one-trick sort of airsofter. This is definitely something you need to consider if you want to broaden your skill set or strategies, which will better keep you alive out there. Now, just what the heck do I mean by accelerate and decelerate? It's honestly very simple. Know when to run and, well, know when not to. Conserve your energy and don't just gas yourself sprinting around for 20 minutes straight. Give a light jog from respawn. Run faster from cover to cover in the heated moments, and give the full sprint when it's time to make the push and go for the kill. Your body is a vehicle with many different capable speeds. The more accurate you are with your variable speeds, the more gas in the tank you're gonna have when you really need it the most. I've shot a lot of enemy players that just seemed too tired to run away from my shots, or just too slow to make the push before I had already had them in my sights. And don't forget all those oh shit moments that'll happen during an airsoft game. Massive enemy push towards your bunker and need to retreat? Too bad you're already exhausted 10 minutes into the game and can't make that epic sprint to safety, followed by the 180 turn nabbing you a few kills. Whatever it may be, it's always good to conserve your energy out there for those potential moments. You definitely want to keep the body moving and never be a still or slow moving target, but don't exhaust yourself too early. You'll be too tired to save yourself when it really matters. Trust me, this is very important. And on top of that, there might be a risk to injury if you keep pushing yourself during the moments your body is trying to tell you it's got no more to give. Lastly, you gotta fail to get better. But here's the thing, right? Everybody says that. Oh, well, mistakes are just a different way of learning, yada, yada, yada. Yes, that's very true, but after failing, are you actually dissecting what went wrong or what happened? Because some people will genuinely make a mistake or fail at something and just think that subconsciously that'll be enough to do better next time. You gotta actually process the error that just transpired. Take the event and consciously turn it into a teachable moment for yourself. Why did I get shot? Where was I standing out in the open? Was I paying attention at this moment? Did I have tunnel vision? Was I distracted? Did I handle this objective in a way that gave away my position? Was I too loud, too fast, too slow? There should always be some sort of checklist running through your head when you are trying to turn a failure into a teachable moment. Tell yourself what went wrong and why. Remind yourself not to do it that way next time or adjust what isn't working. Sometimes half of what you do is good, but maybe there's some parts you got to adjust. It's very common for people to just think, well, the enemy was just better, or why me? Why me? I'm always dying. And then the frustration just ensues. This, of course, isn't just for something like Airsoft. Our everyday lives are constantly filled with hopefully very small failures, maybe at work, at home, in video games, other hobbies, whatever is relevant to you. Every failure is an opportunity to recognize your flaw and improve. And on the flip side, if something works and is a big success rather than a failure, dissect that memorable moment as well. It's just as equally important to self-recognize what's working with your playstyle or game and positively reinforce your good habits. Become more of that kind of player that has more success. And although it may take some time to get there, keep reminding yourself you're doing the right stuff out there, especially if it's getting you good results. Alrighty, I think that's enough secrets on Airsoft survival for today. Just remember that you'll never be perfect either. That's the whole point of Airsoft, I guess. Somebody's got to get shot, somebody's got to win, and somebody's got to lose. The idea is, if there's balance, I win some, you win some, and everybody has the fun they deserve. Getting shot is part of the game after all. I know what I signed up for. No Airsofter is perfect, and no Airsoft field is perfect either. Okay, that's it. Now just do me a favor, go out there and fail.